Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name's Arif, and just doing another Raid Shadow Legends video, just giving a little update, kind of more of a chill video today. So my account recently hit 431 days old, so we're +3, 434, so we're about a year and 100 days-ish, maybe a little less than that, into the account. And I want to give a quick update. I know I set some goals for this year, what I want to do to achieve, and so just to follow up on that, and then a couple announcement items. This is going to be a big month for Raid, so I'm excited. I'm excited about what's coming up. So first and foremost, if you have not, 6th anniversary pack. This is going to be really great for the upcoming fusion. This energy goes directly to your mailbox, so you don't have to use it right away. So that's why I claimed it. Right here, 99 days. So if you don't want to use it yet, or you're planning to use it for the fusion, it's going to sit there, and 1200 energy over the course of the next 5 days is going to be real nice for the fusion coming up. So that's awesome. I'm glad that this goes to our inbox. So first update, let's talk about Faction Wars. I've been making some very nice progress, 857 out of 945. So we're closing in. We're sort of on the home stretch here. I think I probably have 10 to 12 more champions to max, and then we should be able to finish it. Demon Spawn is coming up next, and I'm gonna obviously wait for champion training events to rank these guys up, but the Guardian Ring is looking nice. We're at level 38, so a couple more days here. So I'll have some nice 5 stars waiting, well, 4 stars to be turned into 5 stars, waiting for probably 2 champion training events we're gonna get for the next fusion. So that's looking good. And what we're looking at is Demon Spawn. So a couple of decent options here. If I can click, cool. So Gorlos is going to be the one that we rank up and get to 6-star ascend and gear. I was just doing a couple sort of like optimizations on some gear for him. So I've got a couple ideas here. This is obviously, these numbers are out of control because it's going from 0 gear to full gear. So of course it's going to be like a massive number. So some of these builds are looking pretty nice. He is a build that needs accuracy. You want to build him 100% crit rate, and you want to get some decent amount of speed out of him. You don't really need that much for Faction Wars, and that's basically Faction Wars in City of Centranos is where he's going to be used. In case you guys weren't aware, in the optimizer you can come in here and select where you're going to use him. So if I can go to not orcs, Demon Spawn, and then I go stage 21 because that's what I'm preparing for, it will kind of give me a general sense of how much accuracy I need, how much speed I need. For these champions, I'm generally doing, 175 to 180 speed, unless they're going to be used elsewhere, and then about 225 to 250 accuracy. So that's kind of how I built him here, 180, 250. And we got some numbers. The concern that I have here is the HP. The HP amounts are a little bit low. But he is going to be sort of the main damage dealer, so I think it's an okay trade-off. And then, like, for this one, so 183 speed, 216 crit damage, that looks pretty okay. We can glyph these too. A lot of these aren't glyphed, so, I can pick up HP there. I can pick up HP there. Not really much on that piece. This one's already glyphed. Some HP here, some HP here, and then some defense. And then this ring Not a great, I was hoping for some attack rolls here, but a good defensive option with an attack main stat. So, and then what we'll need to do is just kind of roll up some of this other gear, or sorry, finish leveling the gear to kind of get the maximum out of it. But I'm gonna wait to do that for an enhancement event. So some good options. I think some. I think this one was like a full Savage build with a piece of Merciless. So I'm not sure I want to use these pieces on someone who's going to get really limited use. Maybe we'll try and work in a Savage set on like my Hydra team. But some decent pieces here, some glyphing opportunity. Obviously, Ascension, I'm a little bit off of that because I haven't sorted those teams out. So just kind of doing what I can do. But yeah, I think Gorlos is looking good. So the team comp as it is now would be Gorlos, Duchess, Allure, Umbral Enchantress, and then not sure who else. I think I might have someone in. No, I'm using. So yeah, so we might have to do like a Scorid for a little bit more damage. We could use Drexthar, which potentially that's an option. He does have a Provoke. The kind of constant HP burns. This decreased attack is nice. He's not booked, so that's going to be something I'm going to have to consider. I think Gorlos is booked, yeah. There's a couple other options kind of in the wings too. Helicath is an extremely good defensive option. Brings a weaken, block damage. So very defensive. This would be having to kind of rebuild or not rebuild, but build him from scratch. And I'm not sure if I want to do that in the interest of getting it done. I also have Skimfoss here, who's not, I think, yeah, he doesn't have any gear. He's not booked, but he is +3 and he's rank 5. He's 5 stars already. So, with Allure on the team, I don't know why I say it like that. Allure. With Allure on the team, I'm not exactly sure why I would build another turn meter decrease other than just different options for maybe Fire Knight, maybe Centranos. I'm not sure, but. So just some other options. So kind of just rounding out the conversation about faction wars as I randomly click around the screen. So Orcs, I made very good progress on. And I feel I am very close. The issue that I'm currently having with Orcs, if we do this, and then we go into our Orcs. So the newest addition was Bells. Bells was also an addition to my Fire Knight for my Hydra teams with his A3 ability, which is AoE, block buffs, and leech, and then this sort of AoE attack if you attack someone that has leech. And then A1 decreased defense. His numbers were pretty average, but the utility he brings with the leech enabled my team to do a lot more, survive a lot longer, and was just a good option. And his A1 on Decapitated Heads, after he sort of ramped up his passive, I think I put a coordinate on him, yeah, was doing 350k, 250 to 350k, depending on the head. So it was a pretty good single target hit, and refreshing or applying decreased defense. So a very good option. He's kind of just in a broken set right now. And that's why I was thinking maybe a Savage set would be good on him to kind of ramp that damage up a little bit. But the big issue I'm having with this team is survivability. The boss, I was able to clear 3 stars all the way up to the boss stage and just couldn't survive. So my thought here was Vrask is a good sort of throughput healer with this passive. Heals allies with 10% of this champion's max HP whenever this champion inflicts a crit. So you don't need to build him with accuracy, you just need to build him with high HP with 100% crit and speed. And it's a pretty easy build. My other thought was maybe Tagore, because Tagore has the res, all allies, with the shield. He also has increased speed on all allies with a heal, which is really good. And then increased defense for 2 turns on the ally with the lowest current HP. Just a little bit of survivability. So honestly, you again, and then just this sort of protection for allies with under 50% HP. Honestly, his kit looks like superior to Vrask. As far as the res, the increased speed with the heal, and then the res is a heal too. So, and then this turns out to be a 3-turn cooldown, so that's really, really nice. So we might go with Tagore. Tagore may be someone who we are putting some resources in over Vrask to keep the team alive, and we would probably remove Ultimate Gaelic or Sandlash, but Sandlash does do some protection, some buff duration, and then has a provoke, so limited use on this, but yeah, we're probably going to take out Ultimate Gaelic. He just doesn't, he's not booked, so that's first and foremost. I don't feel like he's a good option to book either. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing an HP burn, so books don't increase that. If this champion is under increased attack buff. So he has to be under increased attack. In order to even land the burns. He does self-buff. Oops. What is his... Fully heals champion and instantly removes stun devos whenever it places it. Stun, okay. 1 enemy, 50% HP burn. Yeah, his kit seems like you A2 into an A3. And then this is a 4-turn cooldown. This is a 3-turn cooldown. Just seems weird. Does he have gear? Oh, well, maybe that's why he wasn't doing anything. And didn't, because his gear sucks. Yeah, so what is this piece? It's okay. What about this? Meh. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. His gear kind of sucks anyway, so my thought is Tagore. We get Tagore to 60. Probably doesn't really need much masteries. But masteries really aren't too big of an issue anymore. And then we just go with that, and then that is finished. So yeah, so for Faction Wars, I think we're looking okay. After that, pretty close on Shadowkin. Or sorry, Shadowkin's down here. Pretty close on Sylvan Watchers. Ogryn Tribe is going to be the one that needs a lot of heavy lifting. We're going to have to probably rank up 2 champions at least. Maybe 3. Let's take a look real quick. This. Ogryn Tribe. Ogryn's. Yeah, we've got a stock kind of in the wings. Ugo's solid. Ignatius is fine. It's just his A2. Yeah, it's a 4-turn cooldown and a 5-turn cooldown. It's just like not what I'm looking for. He was fine in Spider for a long time for me, but he's been replaced. At least for stage 20, because I can clear that in like 15 seconds. Yeah, so my thought is Ugo for sure, stock for sure, with all the healing poisons and healing that he does. Damage inflicted by poison HP burns will ignore block damage and unkillable. That could be useful. Yeah, this is... This is like the main thing, and then he explodes ignites the poisons. Ignites the poisons. What am I talking about? Activates the poisons, and then each hit is a 20% chance of increasing duration of poison. So an HP burn might not be bad. We just have to make sure we use it at the right time. Seize is the other one. I've already booked him. Increased attack in his A1, which is good for him. A3, triple hitter, fills his own turn meter, also places a perfect veil on himself, so that's good for sort of hiding from the boss, if you will. Just has a steal, a turn meter steal that can't be resisted, which is cool. And then this is just an AoE crit damage buff before attacking, then heals, and then it's kind of like a built-in heal. So he's healing himself a little bit on a 3-turn cooldown. He's got a self perfect veil, he's got a self increased attack and a self increased crit damage. So he's kind of like self-sufficient in his kit. Doesn't really need a lot of help, which I thought was good. And the other one I was thinking, so I'm kind of going back and forth. So I'm interested in Skull Crusher for the heal reduction. Also the counterattack and ally protect. My concern at that point would be damage. Where's my damage coming from? And so like you have him protecting, you have Stock putting out continuous heals. There's no decreased attack so far. There's kind of no decreased defense so far. A lot of the damage is wrapped up in what Stock is doing. Oh, there is decreased defense with Ugo on this one. So my initial thought was Grush. A1 Leech. Attacks all enemies, decrease attack, decrease crit damage. This is on a 4-turn cooldown. And then attacks all enemies, continuous heals. You build him for damage, and then he's pumping out continuous heals. So there's your decreased attack. So I think actually Grush is going to be a good option. So what's that look like? Ugo, Seize, Stock. Yeah, so this is going to require a lot of kind of heavy lifting. I did pull Cracklin here, which seemed to kind of synergize well with the continuous heal on its passive. He's also putting out continuous heals and reflect damage. He's also doing weaken, decrease accuracy. And then his A1 is also a heal reduction. And then it's also sort of like a team-up skill. Which if you team up with Seize, maybe that's going well, but that's unlikely. Yeah. So some decisions to make. Bellower is a really good champion. I just need to get a blessing, and I need to get him ranked up. Block active skills is really good. Decrease speed is really good. Decrease attack and decrease defense is also really good. So he could fit in here pretty well. And then I think he's in a broken stun set right now, so we'd have to, get him going. But as far as pure damage too, Shatterbone seemed like a good option. His A3 is a 5-turn cooldown, but it's decreased speed on all enemies and then 25% turn meter fill. That's pretty big. This is his A2 is a 4-turn cooldown. It's an AoE 3-hitter. 50% chance to decrease turn meter by another 30%. And then just an A1 with a small increased attack. So that's a maybe. I'm really sort of not Probably eventually for City of Cintranos I'll rank him up, but oh, I forgot I had Skrank. AoE HP burn. Right? AoE? I think his passive is the big thing. Attack and crit damage every time HP debuff triggers on the enemy. So this could be really good with stock, because he's gonna ignite those HP burns. So you're ramping Skrank's kind of passive. I don't know how much value you would get out of that in a setting like Faction Wars. As long as it doesn't reset on waves, that you could set that up to be really good. Yeah, and then a weaken, and then... So actually some decent options here. I thought my Ogryn tribe was a little bit thin, but actually we've got some work to do, sort of thinking about what we want to do here. But yeah, so the other update, that's kind of it for Faction Wars. I feel like I'm rambling now. The last sort of update was that we've made some progress on Spider, but I've done some testing, and I've found that above stage 20, my strategy kind of falls apart, and so I need to sort of figure out, do some research on how to progress this. But as you can see, my best is a 14-second run on Spider. So I did get Mikage a couple weeks ago, probably a month ago now. With this team, Royal Guard, Cold Heart, and Septimus, you can actually just nuke the boss down really, really quickly. So sometimes it fails, sometimes they don't. It's 3 max AoE or max HP hits with those 3 champions here. And sometimes it doesn't work, but they can still recover. It just takes 25 more seconds. But at its best, it's a 14-second run. So I just wanted to showcase this real quick. So Mikage is being used for Weaken, Stagnite for decreased defense, and then Nuke. So she shifts, Weaken, decreased defense, Nuke. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Nuke. So that's sort of my new Spider 20 team. We burned through about 1,500 energy in a span of about 20 minutes. It was really fast. So my Spider events, until I'm farming to higher stages with some better champions, my Spider team is kind of set. That's bad. That's okay, but I need the silver. So yeah, just wanted to show that. I've been using it to farm up silver for the next fusion. And then I'll kind of finish with this. By all accounts, the new fusion looks excellent. Someone who can't be CC'd, who's pumping out fear and petrification debuffs, and stripping the enemy team of all their buffs. And then also harassing revivers, where whenever someone revives, he also will True Fear. So it's looking like it's at an absolute must-do fusion. I don't have anyone like that for any of my PvP teams. So it seems like you're going to build him fast, accurate. It doesn't look like he does many buffs. It's more debuffs. So it looks like someone who you're absolutely going to want, and you just have to build with accuracy and speed. Probably some survivability too. Probably Stone Skin is going to be great for him. But this guy's going to be a menace in live arena. I heard some people saying that he's like the next Armand. I don't know if I believe that yet, but no one has him yet. So just based off the kit, we'll see. So anyways, guys, all right, that was the 430-ish day update. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys watching the video, and hope to see you in the next one. Take care.